Hi, welcome back at Not Just Sawdust workshop. Yeah, I made this whole box to put my wiring in and to make some safety features on it and things like that, but I'm not going to show you how I wire this up because I'm not a qualified electrician and I shouldn't show you anything that might not be like into regulations and things like that. I do take apart a lot of washing machines and I've built a lot of stuff, so I know what I'm doing. I know it's, you know, the way to do it, but it's better that if you ever copy things that I do, that if you don't know anything about it, to leave it to somebody who does. So that's why I'm gonna wire this up and then we'll go on with whatever we need to do. It's going to be a bit complicated. Everything seems to work. The motor runs really well, and if I put the axle to it, I still have to find a solution for the headstop to put it on a certain, you know, stand so I can clamp it, but the motor runs. Well, of course, when this goes, it doesn't. I've got another switch here, so I can put, like, when you made something, you could put a sander in it, and it has a switch too. Then here's a switch which goes to a socket on the back, so maybe in the future I could have some dust extraction or something. And there's one, that's this one going to the back. This one is for the side here, because there's going to be a router here on top that you can move around, and then this switch will work for that router on top. So I'm gonna clean up the place because I made a big mess, and then see if I can clean this up and maybe experiment a little bit with it. This is just the first stage because there's so much more to make on this. I want to make this, it is really sturdy, but I want to make a connection between this and try out a few other things. So, but first a cup of coffee and a clean up, and then we'll go on experimenting. I've got the camera way back and I put on some protection. I'm going to start it for the first time. I put an old table leg in here and I hope it stays in, just to see whether, you know, it works just by itself. So I'm going to stand back. You never know. That's what I mean. I changed a few things, so second attempt. So yeah, I gotta find a way to make this run slower, because with the angle grinder or the router it would only have to go like, you know, like that. It doesn't need to go fast, but this motor is running way too fast. So it looks nice, but you've got to find another solution to make this turn. Well, you see, it's a big mess again. A lot of things went wrong, and I tried everything to make that motor run a bit slower. Well, it came off in the end. I tried it with a pedal from a sewing machine. Then in the end I tried the motor of the sewing machine. It didn't work. Made a big mess. And I spare you all the troubles and all the cursing. But in the end, I took the drill off the Black & Decker lathe, that little thing that I have, and the drill was fine, but the head was already, well, having play in it. Turns out there's 12mm thread on that drill too. It is only 12 by 1 or 0.8, and the normal thread I've got is 12 by 1.5. So in the end I put on the drill, made a holder for it, and connected the two M12s with just a little piece of garden hose. And I didn't put clamps on it or anything, because the threads are the same way, so it's actually getting tighter, you know, by itself. But I also think that when something goes wrong, it will slip. In the end it will, you know, if something gets blocked, that garden hose will just slip because it's some kind of rubber. Well, it isn't exactly real garden hose, it's more like a piece of hose that is from a gas bottle, so it's a bit stronger. There's some wiring, some steel wiring in the hose, but that will work. So, and now I've got one that's going slowly, and which I can regulate. It's going a bit faster, but runs smoothly So now I can clean up the mess again, get all this electric equipment stored away and start working on the template part of this thing. Wish me luck. Oh man. What do we need? Dust extraction. And I took the biggest lump of wood I could find, and it's, you know, it's not square or something, it's like a really odd shape, and so everything's vibrating, but it's the desk itself that's vibrating. I put some leftover of the steel plate on here because I'm afraid, you know, it's a scary thing. But the template seems to work, and you actually get it round, but it will be much easier when you got like something square, or maybe even put angles on the table saw. You know, that, you know, when it's already a bit round, that would make a lot of difference. But yeah, this actually worked. I've got two saw blades on here because one of the little saw blades was too thin. I couldn't clamp it, so I put two on it. And that holds up really well. The turning goes pretty good with the drill, and it's still going a bit fast, but could go slower. This is as slow as it can go. And I found out that, turn it off, that I need to make the guard just over the blade, because at some point when the blade is in, I'm going to touch wherever I want to keep something straight or bigger. So this guard actually has to come in an angle over the blade, and well, at least after all these troubles it works. Oh, and to prove that my little safety thing is stopping. Let's try that out. So I'm putting it on and putting it all the way over there, and at some point it should stop automatically. So that works, and when I get back it should start again by itself. So, what's up next? Making some dust extraction on it, because this is ridiculous. Well, at least some kind of shield that keeps all the dust away. And yeah, then work on the rest of the thing. But for now, I'm tired. I've been working on this, figuring it out all the time. It was like things flying around the workshop, and not really a big success in the beginning, but in the end I can do with this what I want. And if I'd done the rough thing with the little saw blade, then of course I can put the router in, and when it's already round and profiled I can use the router to smooth it out, and then in the end use sandpaper probably, or even files or whatever. Well, we'll see. For now I would say do some woodworking. It's a nice way to spend your time. I don't know about the experimenting, but at least do some recycling. That's an even better way to spend your time. And see you all in the next video. At the logo. Ooh, let's try this out a bit.